Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about lateness-based violations on Doordash. So as we all know, contract violations are one of those things that can actually get you deactivated. There is the order never arrived contract violation, there is the wrong order delivered violation, and then now there is the lateness-based violation. And quite honestly, this one has been the most frustrating one for me here in South Florida. So with that said, I want to go over everything you must know on lateness-based violations, what they tell you versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before you apply anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over in this video is very market dependent, and what applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. At DoorDash, we strive to provide the best experience to all audiences on our platform, which includes ensuring that customers know when their orders will be delivered and that they receive their orders on time. Per their independent contractor agreement, Dashers agree to complete deliveries in a safe and timely fashion. Alrighty, we got a whole bunch of political nonsense saying that they care about us when in reality they only care about themselves. Dashers who repeatedly arrive at the merchant or customer significantly after estimated arrival times are eligible for deactivation as noted in our updated service provider platform access policy. At this time, one contract violation for lateness does not constitute grounds for deactivation. So one time, no big deal. Multiple times, it's going to be a big deal. Now, if you're in an area where delays are relatively frequent, let's say construction's happening all the time, blocking off roads, or if you're in an area like mine and drawbridges go up every half hour or every 20 minutes or whatever that looks like, you're gonna wanna try to either avoid those areas entirely, or you're gonna need to know how to have them removed, but more on that later. A delivery is considered late when the amount of time taken to travel to the merchant and or to the customer, e.g. 20 minutes, exceeds the estimated time, taking into account factors outside of your control, wait time at merchant. It is not based on suggested arrival times in app, 1 p.m. Okay, so there's a lot of things being said there, so let's go over each of them. First off, if you're taking longer than 20 minutes to get to the merchant, you're either really far away from it, or there is a significant amount of delay, and there has been times when that has taken place. And honestly, if it's gonna take you that long, you might just want to unassign it to keep yourself safe. It is irresponsible to put your account in danger for the sake of a $10 order. If that. As far as factors outside of your control, a lot of the factors that they're considering are universal, but not market to market. Like I said, in my area, there are drawbridges going up every 30 minutes, and they stay up for about 5 to 10 minutes. Different every time, and sometimes those drawbridges even break down, so they just stay stuck up like that. But not every area has drawbridges, so therefore, those kind of delays aren't taken into account on there. You're gonna have to take that up with DoorDash. And as far as the suggested arrival times in the app, the only thing you really need to be concerned about is the point of acceptance. When did you accept the order? And by the time you actually get there. Can you get a contract violation anyway? Yes. But at the same time, that's when the system is glitching out and or DoorDash is just being a butt. Also, wait time at the merchant does not count towards the amount of time it actually takes to deliver. Let's say you get there at 1:10 and you're there for 20 minutes. That 20 minutes isn't taking into account the amount of time it takes for you to accept the order, get in your car, and deliver it to the customer. The points in which it actually matters is the point you receive the order to the arrival to the merchant. That's the first step that matters. Then, when you say you've received the order and you're on your way to the customer, that's when the new timer starts. So when a merchant decides to tell you to confirm the order before you actually receive it, you cannot do that. If a restaurant treats you that way, oh my god, I can't even begin to tell you the amount of frustration I feel when that happens. Like, they're putting actual drivers in jeopardy when they do that. How does this work? We use Google Maps to calculate how long each delivery should take, taking into account reasonable and safe travel times and real-time traffic conditions. We also take into account your chosen transportation type, car, bike, scooter, and just to be clear, they're talking talking about reasonable and safe real-time traffic conditions on a universal level. We've already spoken on that. Google Maps doesn't take into account things like drawbridges. Sometimes they handle construction, but sometimes they don't. Google Maps is really good in some areas and really bad in others. Take, for example, that our estimates indicate that it should take 20 minutes for the Dasher to arrive at the merchant and another 20 minutes to arrive at the customer based on real-time conditions. A Dasher accepts a delivery opportunity at 5 p.m. and the app indicates that the Dasher should arrive at the merchant by 5:20 p.m. and at the customer by 5:40. The order will not be considered late if the driver arrives at the merchant by 5:30 and the customer by 5:50. So I don't know if you noticed, there's a 10-minute gap between 5:20 to 5:30. If it's more than 10 minutes late for either side, either to the merchant or to the customer, you are going to get the violation, which makes no sense to me on the merchant side, because if you're on time to the merchant but early to the customer, they shouldn't have that violation. Honestly, that doesn't even make sense. They're looking to give you violations for no reason. Wait time at the merchant during pickup does not count against Dashers because calculations are based on estimated travel time, late orders due to batching, multiple stacked orders, Doordash system outages, or other extenuating circumstances are not considered contract violations and are also excluded from this process. And yet, they still manage to give people violations for that reason. Like, I have actually gotten a contract violation during a stacked order, so honestly, I think that's just a bold-faced lie. How do I know if I have received a lateness contract violation? Please note that the on-timer early rating found in the rating section is not used for deactivation and is available only for your reference. If you received a lateness contract violation, it will appear in the rating section of your Dasher app. Same with any other violation. I was deactivated for extreme lateness. How can I appeal? As with all deactivations based on extreme lateness are permanent. If you are deactivated and you believe you were wrongly deactivated, your deactivation email will include details regarding how you can appeal. Please note that you may not appeal via contacting Dasher support, but rather only by the link in the email. Again, bold-faced lie. They hardly ever reactivate accounts, and quite honestly, if they want to get rid of you, they're just going to. It's irresponsible to believe that these companies will do the right thing by you. I did make a video on deactivations and reactivations if you are looking to pursue that. I will leave that video in the description. Feel free to check that out. Will lateness contract violations impact my Dasher pay? No, violations will not impact earnings in any way. They actually don't. They don't affect order flow. They don't affect the types of orders you'll receive. They just won't do that. If I am notified about a lateness violation in the Dasher app, will it impact my ratings, my status as top Dasher, my ability to do drive orders, or my ability to use Dasher app features? No, none of these are affected by lateness contract violations. Your rating will not be impacted. You will retain any existing status, top Dasher drive, and you will keep access to features, fast pay, scheduling, Dash Now as normal. Like I said, it doesn't affect anything until it affects your overall account. How can I avoid committing a lateness violation? You can pause a Dash if you need to take a break, or decline any delivery offered to you if you're unable to complete the delivery in a timely fashion. Remember that wait time at the merchant pickup does not count towards lateness, it is based on travel time. Also, you can unassign an order if you know you're going to be late. It's better to unassign the order than to allow them to give you a wrongful contract violation. Can I provide more details to Doordash to prevent a contract violation or explain one that I have already received? You can provide additional details if you have a contract violation for an extremely late delivery showing up in your Dasher app. Please navigate to the ratings tab and click on the contract violations section. Click on the late delivery and click provide additional details. You will be able to give more details about the delivery. At this time, your feedback will be reviewed if you are deactivated from the platform for lateness and if you appeal the deactivation. Also, if you received a contract violation, you can contact support and have this type of violation removed. That has actually happened. I have had that done before. I had to be a Karen about it, but honestly, I don't even think that's being a Karen. I think that's defending myself. I don't understand why defending yourself and having the self-respect to do so is considered being a Karen. Now, I do have a few side notes that I would like to go over on this subject. Manipulative merchants. We touched on this already, but some merchants want you to mark that you received the order before you even receive the order. You cannot do that. It is irresponsible to. Your account is on the line if you do that. I'm not even trying to be exaggerant on the subject, but do you know how many times I've actually seen a merchant run out to my car saying, wait, we messed up. We forgot to put something, or we gave you the wrong order. No, that was your fault. You chose to do that. You chose to be irresponsible. And then you want me to confirm the order before receiving it? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Like, seriously, this is exactly why you need to be very strict with your no-go list. So that way, people like that, failures like that, do not have that much control over your safety on the platform. System is glitchy AF. All those things that they said don't actually affect you. Keep in mind, the system is actually really glitchy too, so sometimes you'll get that violation even though they said they wouldn't. Which is why it's important for you to contact support when those things happen, because I've actually been the guy to go to a Panera, have an extenuatingly long wait time, and then get the lateness contract violation. I contacted support immediately. They immediately removed it. And it's annoying when that happens because you know that you have to basically be the giant turd waffle in order to just get something done right because of their system. Multi-apping and exit strategies. Like, it's stuff like this. These kind of things is exactly why you need to be multi-apping and having exit strategies. You need to diversify your gig portfolio to make sure you're never truly dependent on Doordash. Because one day they could just be having a glitch in the system, or they could just cause problems for you as a driver from the merchant side, from whatever side, really. You can end up deactivated just like that. That's why you have an exit strategy, because the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal. It's never the goal. It is always best to have an exit strategy that has a method of making money that is independent from your activity. Whether that's developing YouTube videos so that way people will watch your content, or renting out properties, or investing in the stock market into dividend producing funds, or just overall index funds, or maybe another business that is independent of your activity, like selling products of some sort. Whatever. The point of the matter is that you need to develop an exit strategy so that way, in the event that they try to pull something on you like this, you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to worry about what they're gonna do. And if you end up losing a bit of money, you end up losing a bit of money. Dirty multi-apping causes violations. So I already talked about having multiple gig platforms available, but there's something called dirty multi-apping, where you're accepting orders from multiple restaurants and you're doing multiple orders from multiple restaurants. And because of that, those orders are becoming late because you have orders from Doordash, UberEats, Grubhub. You're completing all of those orders while you still have other orders. There are some places where you can get away with that no problem, but that's not most places. If you have an order on Doordash, don't accept an order on UberEats or Grubhub. Or if you have an order on UberEats, don't accept a Doordash order. Because otherwise, you're going to get a violation and orders are going to be late. And then you're going to put your account at risk doing that. Did I miss anything? Is there something else about lateness-based contract violations that I have yet to cover in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that anybody and everybody knows everything they need to know about extreme lateness contract violations, so that way they can make the most amount of money in the least amount of time in the safest possible way. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.